Alright guys, Imperial here. We're going to make a build video for the Stamcro, aka the Rushcro. We're going to go into the build stats. So first of all, we got tri-stat on everything. Every single piece is going to be tri-stat. First set we were using for our monster set is Balorgs. It's really good. It's going to give us the big burst. We don't really have to get too much into it at this point. Everyone really knows about Balorgs. We're at 2 medium for that. And then paint trace just because that's what we already have. I'd probably stick with it anyways. Going into the chest piece, we got one piece, trainee, reinforced, heavy to get the extra resistances as much as possible, and then it just gives us the 1.4k health that we get. It's just basically a stat stuffer. So then we'll go into the next, we got Rush of Agony. So Rush of Agony is going to be our back bar set technically. Going to give us a lot of burst through the build, it's going to pull people in. It's just a great set. It's a very enjoyable set as well. We got well fitted on the gloves. The other set that we have, which is technically going to be the front bar, is going to be Plague Break. Basically just does a little bit of a dot. The best thing about it though is the explosion from either purifying or killing people, which is mostly what it is, how we get it to proc. We got impen on that. Well fitted again on the legs. And then well fitted on the boots as well. We're mostly sprinting around, dodge rolling a lot on this build. That's how we get our survivability, is just basically out moving people and then out healing as well. With the jewelry, we have 1 stam recovery swift and 2 infused weapon damage. And then we're also running 1 piece marking. So like I said, on the front bar with the spin to win dual wield, we have double maces. We have the double health train poisons on the front bar. And we'll go into it here in a second, but that just kind of gives a little bit extra pressure, a little bit extra healing for us. It's, in my opinion, it's really nice, especially on a crow where you get the increased dot pressure, all that good stuff. Like I said, double sharpen. We're just getting our penetration as high as possible. We're 11.5 without having our blast bones up or our Balorgs proc. And then on the back bar, the axe technically isn't best in slot, but this is just what I was able to get, and I don't really feel like farming it anymore. But a Rush of Agony battle axe is what I have, and then the infuse is personally what I recommend because we're going to be stampeding in to get the Rush of Agony proc, and that's also going to proc the 452 weapon damage that you see right there. So every time that we stampede, go over to the front bar with the Dawnbreaker blast bones, we're getting 452 increased weapon damage, which is just going to add a lot of burst to it. You see the stats here, this is all our base stats. It's not really obviously in-depth stats like when we're fighting, but we'll get into it here in a second. We'll do skills. Blast bones just kind of sets it up. We've been looking into the flame blast bones as well, probably going to try that out in the future again. Either or works for this patch. Resolving vigor just kind of keeps you alive realistically, one of the main heals for the build. Camouflage hunter, it's giving you crit. Minor berserk pulls Nightblades out of stealth. Going further into it for Fighters Guild passes, we also get weapon damage for having it slotted. We get ultimate for having it slotted, and then increased damage against werewolves and all that good stuff. But obviously Dawnbreaker is going to do that. But then we have Rolling Blades, which is going to be our execute. We like this over, let's say, like a 2x execute because you cannot dodge roll this. If somebody's dodge rolling, they're going to get hit by this and they're going to die for the most part. Just a big win. This is kind of like your, I would say, the flex bot for the build. I personally like Mortal Coil because it's going to give you so much out of it. You get the healing slotted, like increase. Whenever you have the coil up, you get stam recovery basically. You get the 1260 over 12 seconds. And then you also get a heal. So to me, it just does so much. And then also, because you're using a corpse, we get the passive for this right here. So we're getting 10 ultimate every 16 seconds as well. It's not a huge amount, but technically a lot of our build is just getting the wombo combo off with the Dawnbreaker. So if we can set that up, that's basically what we want to do. And then, like I just said, Dawnbreaker, that's going to be our main ultimate. We'll show here soon how we set it up, but just it's pretty much how self-explanatory. It's Dawnbreaker. Back bar, we have Summoner's Armor. I like this one just because I don't like the other one, realistically. Like, it's going to pull, and it's going to proc our Agony. Actually, no, that's a lie, because it doesn't do damage. But it's going to pull, and it's going to ruin the CC immunity and stuff like that. Rally, I still like this patch, just because I don't want to drop 2H. I like Stampede for how I play it. Kind of makes the playstyle a little fast, and keeps the pressure up. And then, like I said, Stampede. They did change Crit Rush, where Crit Rush is definitely an option. I personally still like Stampede on Stamcro just because it gets the dot. And Stamcro has the extra dot passive, so just for me, it just makes sense. Crit Rush is definitely an option now, though. I feel like it might even be better, realistically. I really like Race Against Time. You could do Shuffle technically, but this gives you crit damage, movement speed by 30% because of the Major Expedition, and then the snare removal. To me, it does so much. It's just, I don't know, one of my favorite skills in the game. I spam the hell out of it. And then this patch, I swapped over from the other one. I'm running Intensive Mender this patch, so we'll buff up slightly, give you an idea of what the tooltip is looking like. So we're at 10.3k right now, and that's without even being like fully buffed. Like Cyrodiil will give you the 20% increased healing, continuous attack, stuff like that, but we're at 10.3k. It's basically a pocket healer. I've had on CMX several different times, it healing me for around 12k plus in Cyrodiil. So it's just a really, really solid heal. The other one is still definitely solid. It's really a personal preference. Ravenous Goliath, this is my defensive ult technically. I really like this just because I can still go offensive in it whenever you have 60k health and you have all the damage that we have. It makes it where we're not just basically a turtle. Like, we can turn something that's defensive into a bomb basically, and it can be a losing situation into a winning situation. It's really great. It is kind of a clown form thing, but fuck it, right? So we'll buff up again, show you the stats. This is gonna be without Battlelord's proc, without our pot, 6k weapon damage, basically 2100 recovery, 30k health, 25,000 stamina. Resistances are pretty low. We're at basically 21k, but we are in a full damage build. And we'll get our blast bones up so you can see the pen. We're at 13k for both without our Battlelord's proc. So we'll do it with Battlelords. 6.7k plus, 23,000 potential pen, and that's at a full Battlelords. That kind of gives you an idea on the proc as well. So to set it up, we'll get another ultimate. Oh, we're gonna be stuck in combat. Casually waiting. Obviously, we need to be buffed up, all that good stuff, but with Blast Bones, Stampede in, Bar Swap, Dawnbreaker, and then you spin to win. Pretty much sums it up. It sounds pretty damn basic, but it works really damn well. For our food, we're using Lava Foot right now. Might switch things up in the future. Sometimes I use that other food. It's basically the same as this, but it gives max health. I can't remember the name right now, sorry. We have Stage 3 Vamp just because it's a full damage build, dual wield, no sword on board. Just, we need that mitigation. It's too good not to run realistically, let's be honest. And we have the Lover because we have that fat pen. We want to just be able to rip through people. Going into CP, we are using Duelist Rebuff, Ironclad, Fighting Aurora, and Master at Arms for blue. And then for red, we have Pain's Refuge, Sustain by Suffering, survival instincts. And we're used celerity. Celerity just, honestly, this is probably my favorite one. Like, I'd highly recommend this CP tree. We are Imperial for our race. Just gives us 6% reduced cost for everything. It's too good in my opinion. Along with a nice healthy stat line. Pretty sure I hit everything. If I didn't, just make sure you guys feel free to leave any comments, questions, whatever. Make sure you guys drop a follow. Come see the build live on twitch.tv Imperial XI. We'll be playing the build probably every day, every other day. I don't know. It really depends. Alright guys, appreciate it.